How pro are you with your iPhone 15 Pro Max? With the new iPhone 15, especially the Pro and the 15 Pro Max, you can really push the boundaries when it comes to things like recording video and playing games, you know? But I found that to really make the most of it, having some extra bits can really help. So today I'm going to show you a few different options, ranging in functionality and budget options as well. I'm Alex and I do down-to-earth tech videos. Well, mostly. One of the biggest improvements on the iPhone 15 Pro Max this year has been the actual design. Of course, the new A17 Pro is a big deal, but it doesn't look like it changed too much outside of those things, right? But for me, these rounded corners and slightly, just take it out of the case so you can see it. God damn. Okay, all right, YouTuber mode. But these rounded corners and slightly lighter body as well really does make a difference, you know, especially when doing things like playing games or watching content for hours, you know, just holding it like this feels much lighter and so much more comfortable now. So I've been really enjoying the recent game updates and I like to do that every year. I'm looking for the best apps out there as well to do these reviews. So I do a lot of testing and comparisons as well. I mean, it's a nice excuse anyway to play lots of different games, right? I enjoy different types of games, but I absolutely love racing games, for example, but they're just so much better when you use an actual controller. This is the PS5 Pro controller, which is totally overkill, and of course you don't need that, even though certain games might take advantage of shortcuts and button mappings that you can create. But for the majority of games that support a controller, the standard PS5 controller here, or the Xbox even, will make any game more immersive and more enjoyable. You can even put the iPhone on a little stand like this and just, you know, let the fun begin. I've ordered an actual controller for the iPhone, you know, those ones that go on the side here, but I'll share more of that in my next videos because the manufacturers out there still seem to be catching up on the fact that, you know, it's a USB-C port now. Some still have silly ports as well, like micro USBs, so I'll test a few and let you know which one is the best in my next videos. And talking about gaming and immersiveness, I have to say today's sponsors, Raid Shadow Legends, have an absolute banger here. Whenever I get a new phone, I always look in the App Store to find a new game, and man, this came in at the perfect time. I was immediately hooked on Raid Shadow Legends. It's an RPG game and it's super engaging with incredible graphics, a decent mixture of PvE and PvP content. I got very quickly used to the different aspects of the game as well. It's just so much fun to play. You start by selecting your champions. These are basically warriors that you're going to take into battle, and the idea is to improve your champions as you go, you know, with different skills, and ultimately increase your chances of winning these battles. Now, just this month, Raid added a new rarity level called Mythical. These mythical champions are basically two champions in one. We've got this new mechanic now called Metamorph, which allows you to have a powerful warrior able to change between two forms, each with their own set of unique skills. You could have one form like a damage dealing knight, and the other one could be like a flaming angel of healing. Very versatile, and trust me, you're gonna need that. There's a really satisfying feel to it as you progress as well. As a new player, I recommend you get your hands on the Stag Knight. And no, I don't mean a lads party weekend before you get married, but equally as fun as that. The Stag Knight is one of the best epic champions in the game, and if you use this promo code JTSKIN, you get this awesome skin designed by John Tron. And the freebies for you don't stop there. There's another free legendary champion for you when you log onto the game. This is the Mighty Sun Wukong. I mean, you don't want to mess with this guy, right? The audio and the little cinematics that come up every now and then in the game really makes the most of the iPhone speakers as well, which, as I mentioned, are incredible, but also works great on my Android devices. With all of this exciting stuff and more coming to Raid, if you haven't played this game yet, now is the perfect time to check it out. Just use my link in the description or scan the QR code here to get insane bonuses like an epic champion and other useful things like energy refills and XP boosters. Awesome game, and thanks Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. Another huge improvement on the iPhone 15 this year has been on the cameras. And no, I'm not talking about the tetraprism. I mean, who comes up with those names, right? I'm talking about ProRes. I discovered pretty quickly that I wasn't really well equipped to film ProRes, you know. Yes, I had some SSDs lying around, but my tripod didn't really cut it to get the SSD properly working. I mean, it sort of did the job, but you know, I had to hold the SSD with my hand. It wasn't ideal. The cable just kept disconnecting all the time, you know. So I invested in this absolutely beauty here. Let me show you, which is the Smallrig cage for the iPhone. I mean, there's a few extra bits in here, but I'll show you that in a minute. And I also have this other option here, equally awesome, from Sandmarc. It will really come down to your preference and what accessories you want to hook up to your rig. The Sandmarc option is perfect for a simple setup, very straightforward, quite light as well and very kind of sturdy, but I love how it has plenty of options here for you to hook up any accessories to it and move things around. Very, very cool. And Sandmarc do these awesome filters and lenses for the iPhone as well. This is a filter, this is the ND filter. You simply attach it to the lens like this, and that can really transform your shots, you know, to make sure that you don't overexpose your shots without compromising on aperture. In other words, you can get those really nice blurry shots even in bright sunlight. When it comes to this option from Smallrig, there's loads of Smallrig options that you can buy. I just bought the frame because, I had some other bits lying around, that I use for my professional camera. So my setup is kind of a DIY one, but I quite like how it turned out. But if you want to stick with everything Smallrig and potentially a smaller setup as well, you can get the handles from them as well. But let me show you how I put this together and all the other options that go with it, not just from a video recording perspective, but for lighting yourself or your subject and audio recording too. Like I said, I've got a lot of Smallrig stuff here, and I really like having this NATO quick release plates on my gear. It just makes mounting anything to my gear very easy. You can add these rails to the full size of the cage if you want to, and then attach other accessories to it. To attach an external SSD, there are many options too. The simplest and most convenient one that I found was to use these Velcro strips. You can pass the Velcro through the rails at the back of the phone and then use these cable guides within the cable itself to tidy up the USB-C cable. The handles, as you can see here, are definitely overkill for a smartphone setup, but I have a couple here that was lying around anyway, one from Condor Blue, which I love, and another one from Smallrig themselves. I like the way they look, even though they're different, and it just makes it quite unique. And like I said, they are definitely overkill. There are much nicer options out there, which I think will go well with this cage. I've left a link to the Smallrig option, but newer, for example, do some handles too, which are very affordable and come with that NATO attachment as well, which is very convenient. Both cases will allow you to attach a wireless microphone to it as well, which is awesome. But this Smallrig option has an advantage here because it's got 4 cold shoe mounts. I have the Rode wireless microphone here, which is the Wireless Go, and in a few days my new Wireless Pro will arrive, which I can't wait for it because that's going to be even better. But this will basically become my run and gun setup instead of taking my big camera with me unless I go outdoors. So that's going to be really rare now that I take a heavy camera with me. The Rode microphone has this really nice clip as well, which conveniently doubles up as a cold shoe mount. Very cool and goes really well on any of these cages. One of the coolest things to do that I love doing is adding another angle to my setup as well. So you can have like a GoPro, or in my case here an Insta360 Go 3 as another camera to give you another angle to your setup. So a much wider angle in this case, for a bit of BTS shots as well. Really cool. Whether I'm using the iPhone or the S23 Ultra or even the Fold 5 for that matter, this type of cage setup will basically become my external setup now. If you're using an iPhone for video, I strongly recommend that you get the Filmic Pro app as well, because that will give you a lot more flexibility. I talk about Filmic Pro in my previous videos, but it's just an awesome app for recording videos. In terms of the best SSDs to use, I'll share some links in the description as well. About 6-7 months ago, I did an entire video about the best SSDs to get. That video and the recommendations in there are still pretty solid, but for a more recent update, check my links in the description here or scan this QR code, which will take you to a collection of all these different options for you. Of course, it doesn't have to be SSDs to record ProRes on the iPhone. A simple SD card will work too, but if you're looking for the best ones, I recommend these really fast and professional ones here, the Pro grade ones. They've got different sizes, 128, 256. I've been using them for 3 years, never a single issue, super reliable, very fast. And before I forget, if you're enjoying this video, a thumbs up really goes a long way. It really helps me get the channel discovered out there. And if you know someone who likes to record videos on their smartphones, share this video with them. And after this video, have a look at the channel. If you like my stuff and this sort of down-to-earth style videos, it would be awesome if you subscribed as well. In return, I'll be here at least once a week with a new down-to-earth tech video for you. As I mentioned earlier, I've got these really cool filters and lenses from Sandmarc, which will give you even more options from a creative perspective. And there's this anamorphic lens here, which can really make the iPhone footage look even more cinematic. Check this out. If you're not familiar with anamorphic lenses, I'm sorry I introduced you to it because, yeah, the real lens, like a camera lens like this one, like an anamorphic lens, will be really expensive. But having this on your phone is a game changer. This sort of stuff, together with the ND filter, if I was to choose one, obviously the ND filter will be the first one that I will get, and then later on I'll get one of these. All of these things add up to your creative arsenal, and they work on any phone as well. So if you change to another phone later on, some of the stuff will work on different phones too. Honestly, once you use one of these, yeah, it's hard to take photos without them, They have an option that goes with a case as well, but that's coming later for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. So right now the lens and the filters have to be clipped to the phone instead, but I quite like how easy it is to do and how quick it is as well. And this means you can use your own case or even without a case. Now that's awesome and everything, and really quite professional setups there. But if you want something a little bit more convenient, then the Insta360 Flow is gonna be perfect for you. This is basically a phone gimbal, but it's becoming one of my favorite accessories. I use this with my S23 Ultra, and even the Fold 5 too. Is probably not for the Fold 5 to be honest, but it worked. This one here is the Creator Kit, and it has a foldable design as well with lots of cool smart features as well, all built in here. Obviously what we care about here is stabilization, right? The iPhone 15 Pro Max has incredible stabilization like many other flagships out there, but there's something a lot more relaxing about holding this here in a very ergonomic way. There's a nice handle here. It's just much better than handheld. When you install the app for it, the Insta360 Flow can then interact with the iPhone without you having to even touch the screen, which is awesome. And here, as you can see, I'm walking and holding this very comfortably, recording myself. With something like this, you can really make sure that when you're recording ProRes, for example, you're not gonna waste your footage, right? Or 8K30, for example, if you're using a Samsung, you can pretty much guarantee you're gonna have a super stable footage. This is fantastic for vlogging, of course, but you know, social media stuff, you can record it in horizontal form or like this as well. But it's also great if you just want to get creative with your shots. Now, it's got a couple of tricks as well. It comes with a built-in selfie stick, so if you just pull it up like that, it extends quite a bit, and you can then turn it towards you as well, which is really cool, like that. So you can, you know, really be quite flexible with how you record yourself. The bottom part here extends into a little tripod as well, so you can put this on a table or something and record yourself from a distance, which is what brings me to my favorite feature of this, which is called Deep Track 3.0. It basically tracks yourself or your subject. So if you're moving around or your subject is moving around, this can automatically just follow it. They really thought of everything here, you know. There's even a spotlight that you can put here on top, depending on how you're recording or where you're recording it. This is awesome. Sorry, got a little bit overexcited there. Lots more cool accessories to come. I have plenty of goodies coming in for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, but also other stuff as well. So make sure you're subscribed, and I hope to see you soon.